April Fools, the perfect holiday for pranksters around the world. Whether it be putting food dye in the milk carton or rigging salt shakers, we all can have a little bit of fun. However, when whoever created April Fools, they gave game developers like the people at Mojang an opportunity to go above and beyond. Every year since 2011, excluding 2012, there has been an April Fool's update that Mojang decided to implement into the game. Each of these updates were unique, and some of them got so crazy to the point of people wanting the features in the actual game. If you can't tell by the title of this video or what I just said, today I'll be talking about all of Minecraft's April Fool's update, from 2011 to now. What they are, any backstory behind them, and what I personally think about them. But before we get into the video, I just want to tell you about today's sponsor, the subscribe button. The subscribe button is a little red square right below this video that will give you unlimited access to all of my new uploads with just a single click. Also, join my Discord server, it'll be in the description. You can talk with me sometimes, I'm pretty active on it, so yeah, check that out. And yeah, with all that being said, let's get right into the video. The locked chest was an April Fool's item that randomly generated in every chunk of a Minecraft world. It was added in beta 1.4, and to this day, if you open the right version on April 1st or 2nd of any year, this thing will still generate. Upon attempting to open the chest, you'd be greeted with a message telling you that you needed a Steve Co. supply crate key to open the chest. Whenever the player clicked the Go to Store button, it would bring up a store with a multitude of items, including the Steve Co. Supply Crate Key for $3, a 5-pack of Steve Co. Supply Crate Keys for $18, a Creeper Saddle for $42, and a bunch of other items. Clicking the checkout button would jump scare you with a Velociraptor from Jurassic Park, and entering any purchase over $10,000 would result in a flashing screen. When April 2nd came around, there was a new banner that said the words April Fools and Never Gonna Give You Up was played in the background. The funniest thing about this whole update was that Minecraft Bedrock Edition has a store very similar to this one, and it isn't even an April Fool's joke. Overall, I'll give this update a 6 out of 10, since it was generally pretty basic. It probably would have gone lower, but I'll give Mojang a pass since this was their first one. Java Edition 2.0 was the second big April Fool's joke played by Mojang in 2013. Although it wasn't an update released to the public, a couple of different YouTubers got the update exclusively. In the update, there were multiple retextured mobs added, new blocks, and a couple of changes to the base game. Some of the mobs included redstone bugs, diamond chickens, horses, ponies, and friendly withers. Each of these mobs were slightly different from their original counterparts. For example, the diamond chicken would rarely spawn instead of a normal chicken, and would lay diamonds or lapis instead of eggs. There was also a friendly wither, which was spawned by putting a flower pot with a rose inside on top of pink wool. It heals all mobs nearby and bone meals everything around it. The friendly wither starts with 1 head, but feeding it sugar would allow it to grow up to 3. In terms of blocks, there was the Ethos Slab, a reference to Ethos Lab, a YouTuber who was popular at the time. There was also the block of coal, tinted glass, and a burnt out torch. Now, for a couple of these blocks, you might notice something. Some of these things are now added into the latest versions of Minecraft. For example, the block of coal or tinted glass, which is being added in 1.17. There were also a bunch of other features, but there are way too many to list in this video, so I'll put a link to the patch notes into the description. All in all, I'll give this update an 8 out of 10. It added a bunch of cool stuff, however, not releasing it to the public was kind of lame. With that being said, let's move on to the next update. The Villager Sound update was one of the only limited time updates, and basically did what you'd expect it to do. It basically replaced all sounds with villager voices, except they speak English instead of their usual humming sounds. The update was done in partnership with Element Animation, someone you might know from a little series called Villager News. The update also replaces everybody's skin with villager skins that look like this. To give you a little taste of what the update was like, I'm gonna play this little clip.
Grass, sand, cloth, wood, gravel, I am dead. Growl. Hello, come out. I mean you no harm. JK. I mean you no harm. JK. No. Ow. I mean you no harm.
Oh,
JK.
I
used to be a man. Why?
Why?
Grass.
Ignite.
Nice day we're having.
Oh, I'm dying.
Chop. Dig. Break. I am lava. Stay away, I will hurt you. Lava. Splash. Grass. Pop. Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying, but in a good way since looking back on it brought back some memories. Anyways, the update could still be replicated with an official texture pack uploaded on the Element Animations Twitter account. So if you want to try it out for yourself, it'll be in the description. In my opinion, this was a pretty good April Fool's joke, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The Love and Hugs update was pretty random to say the least. It added a love meter which appeared on top of the XP bar. You could fill this bar up by taking damage or left clicking on mobs, which I guess counted as hugging or something, I don't know. But once it reaches the top, Minesweeper is unlocked. It was basically just Minesweeper, that game you would find on like old Windows XP computers in your school's computer science class, but textured like Minecraft. Along with the love meter, a couple of blocks and other features were added. The obsidian boat was an interesting item, which would just straight up sink instead of floating like a regular boat. They also add potions of sharing and potions of caring. The potion of caring would make mobs move towards other mobs, and the potion of sharing would drop random items. Of course, there are a bunch of other features, but I'll let you try that update, or whatever, the update for yourself, since it is still in the launcher to this day. Just look for the one titled 15W14A around the 1.8 updates. Also, make sure to turn on the view snapshot thingy when looking for it, and I always forget to do that for some reason. Anyways, I'll give this update 8 out of 10. Overall, pretty solid joke. The Trendy update was an update that had multiple forms of technology. For example, reality vision goggles, which when put on would show a 3D minimap and would activate the overlay that looked like this. Signs were also retextured when the goggles were put on, showing the word obey. The ankle monitor was also added, which gave the player slowness 1 and gave a series of messages whenever you went to another dimension or got too far away from spawn. Finally, there was the smarter watch, which could be equipped on your offhand and was actually kind of useful. It showed the in-game time and also sent messages in chat whenever a statistic reached a certain point. It also sent messages whenever you took damage or when crafting certain items. Overall, this update was pretty average, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It had a set theme, which was nice, but it was pretty basic and didn't have that many features. The Mine and Craft digital leisure device was not an update, but a console introduced in a video uploaded on the Minecraft YouTube channel. It was a device modeled after the original Game & Watch, but had a couple of different Minecraft related decals on it. Before I get too far into this, I might as well just show the video, so here you go.
We set out to create the most enjoyable device ever held by human hands. To blur the line between real life and ultimate fantasy. Budgets, technology, physics itself. We broke all boundaries for entertainment. Introducing Mine and Craft, the greatest digital leisure device on the planet. Feel the game with our superbly tactile action buttons. Our advanced digital audio will take your breath away. Survive in extreme wilderness in unparalleled resolution thanks to the highest quality pixels anybody has ever seen. The Mine and Craft digital leisure device. Grasp your new reality today.
At the end of the video, there's an address that you should supposedly send a letter to, so I looked up the address and found a similar address, but nothing else. If any of you watching this video know anything about the address, then let me know in the comments below. I also couldn't find any information about the console itself or where the one shown in the video is located, so if you know anything about that too, also let me know. Overall, the video is pretty cool, I guess, but then again, it was just a video. Out of 10, I'll give it a 6. I understand that they're probably making other updates at the time, but at the same time, I am judging the jokes for what they are, not what was happening around them. If they actually sold these, even just like a small amount or like a couple of them or whatever, I might have upped the rating a little bit, but in my opinion, it was still a little underwhelming. The deep fried shader, not the official name for it, just my nickname for it, was a shader pack added to the game in 2018. It basically made all the textures flat and low res. It's kind of hard to explain, so take a look.
And this certainly does look like a shader. I really don't think they would have gone to the efforts to change every block for this, because this is just a single day. So these are all the blocks and items, just a snapshot of them. And let's have a look at what the world looks like. The stone seems just, it's just a solid block. What is this? It looks like clay. I'm not going to go through this whoa. I'm not going to go through this too much. You can experience this for yourselves. And I found a village. This looks like one of those really low res resource packs where there's really no detail. Everything looks really flat. So the shadow is the only real guidance for you to determine depth, because otherwise everything seems really flat. There's no detail at all in these stone blocks. It's just a single color. So let's quickly have a look at the underground area. I do remember playing with a resource pack like this before. Lava looks, yeah, so wow, this is almost like an in-dev game.
Yeah, it doesn't look very nice. The worst part is that you can't really change it using usual methods. I've heard stories of people who thought their graphics card was broken because of the update and only realized it was a joke after restarting their computer 20 times. I mean, there isn't much to say about this joke other than that it was kind of basic. I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10 since it was also a bit underwhelming. Java Edition 3D Shareware version 1.34 was an April Fool's update released on April 1st, 1994, and only a couple copies were made. Okay, I may have lied there a little bit, but this update was huge. The update added a bunch of stuff that made the game seem like it was from the 90s, including different sounds, different items, and even cheat codes. There will probably be gameplay in the background showing off some of these things. Nothing much to say about this again, so just watch the footage, I guess. Overall, I'll give this update a 9 out of 10. It was really creative and only raised high expectations for the next update, in which Mojang really delivered. The 20W14 Infinite snapshot was, in my opinion, the best April Fool's update in terms of being an update. In terms of being a joke, it's not even close. The update added completely randomized dimensions, which could be accessed by throwing a book from the box of infinite books into another portal. You could also write your own books with custom codes, and it would work the same way. With these custom codes, you could access multiple different dimensions, including Sponge, a dimension made entirely from sponge, Skygrid, which is basically the survival map, and a ton of other ones. This update was definitely the most content heavy one, which is why I would rate it a 10 out of 10. It had infinite replayability, hence the name, that most April Fool's updates just don't have. It's just insane how this was even considered a joke, what the hell. Minecraft Plus is by far the most simple April Fool's joke Mojang has made, since it basically is just a screensaver. However, the screensavers are actually pretty nice, especially since most people don't even use them nowadays. The joke being simple and is understandable since Mojang is hard at work right now with working on the Caves and Cliffs update. Other than that, there again isn't much to say. I mean, it's just a screensaver, so I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. And yeah, that's about it. This video took a while to make, so I would really appreciate any support you can give, whether it be a like, a sub, or any other way you could support me. If you're feeling really generous, why don't you leave a comment? Just to let you know, only 0% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, so subscribe or you smell. Also, my Twitter and Discord server will be in the description. I'm pretty active on my Discord server, and I sometimes post on Twitter, so if you want to join the server or follow me, both links are in the description. But other than that, there's really nothing else to be said. Later.